Hello and welcome back to Budget Bites. I'm Erin Zepp, dietitian.
I'm Leah Brooks, clinical social worker.
And what are we talking about today, Ms. Leah?
Today we are talking about fast, cheap, and easy ways to get food to the table.
That sounds awesome. And kind of like something that a lot of people struggle with.
You know, I think all of us struggle with meal prep and planning. All of us struggle with, at some points, getting food to the table. At some point, we just can't even due to struggles with time, energy, mood, stress,
All of
illness, all that
I
ick.
think I've experienced that this week. How about you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, this is Budget Bites, so of course we want to keep things economical. And so we are using boneless, skinless chicken breast today, which costs $1.83 a pound. I buy the big bag. And a 10-pound bag of chicken costs about $19. And so that's going to be our basis. But have you ever been in a situation where you get home from work and your chicken is still in the freezer?
Oh yeah. That's the planning piece, right? Remembering to get it out of the freezer.
Right.
I forget that a lot.
Me too.
Yeah.
And so one thing you can do if you forget to thaw your chicken or if you get home and your plan fell apart is I was gifted an Instant Pot not too long ago, and I love this thing. This is not a cheap appliance, but it is something that I think fits very well into the Budget Bites lifestyle because in my house it has paid for itself already in the money it saves us by being able to choose hard-boiled eggs instead of protein bars, or I make my own Greek yogurt. In my house I use it for a lot of staples.
Nice.
I don't quite understand everything that this thing can do. If you're on Pinterest, you know that people are doing crazy things with their Instant Pots.
Absolutely.
But really in my house, it does the staples. Rice, beans, shredded chicken, which is what we're going to talk about today, hard-boiled eggs, that kind of thing.
I don't have one yet, but I hear it's a multi-cooker. It does lots of things, slow cooking and
it does lots of things. It has many different functions, so you can make everything in one pan. Now the Instant Pot, I think, is a little bit misnamed.
Okay.
It's not so much instant as it is hands-free. And so
Gotcha.
that's why I think it fits in really well with this fast, cheap, and easy idea.
Right.
Is because I can put frozen boneless, skinless chicken breast in my pot.
Cutting out that need to thaw.
Don't even have to thaw it up. I close it up. I hit go on my timer, and it's cooking. Okay.
Boom.
I have set my frozen chicken breast here for 13 minutes. But the time it's cooking doesn't start now. You can hear it, it just started. It has to come to pressure. And so that's gonna take about 10 minutes.
Gotcha.
It'll cook for 13 minutes, and then we have to let the pressure release for a few more minutes. So by the time it's all said and done, those chicken breasts have been in there for about a half hour.
Gotcha.
Now, through the magic of Facebook Live, right? I actually have already done this piece, okay? So 13 minutes on, and my boneless, skinless chicken breast is perfectly cooked and ready to shred.
That looks fantastic.
And it's coming apart really easy. Oh yeah, it is super moist.
Yeah.
Now this is not the world's most beautiful chicken. It's basically been pressure cooked, which is high pressure steam, and so it is rather pale, which is why we are going to dress it up with a sauce. I told you before, I like to make staples in my Instant Pot, and so having the ability to have shredded chicken that I didn't have to touch anything except for one button in a half hour gives me endless possibilities for dinner, but it also gives me time to go change out of my work clothes, put on my my home pants, you know those pants, right? To get the kids' book bags unpacked, to do that kind of thing. And so while start to finish, it didn't save me total minutes, it did save me some serious hands-free time.
And from a wellness component, for those days when you've forgotten to plan ahead, we talk about in behavioral health the component of structure and planning being a really big part of overall health and lifestyle, part of your wellness and health. Life gets in the way, plans change, hiccups happen. But
Sing it, sister! We're not perfect either.
No way. But to know you have a tool in your arsenal that allows you to take things that are in the freezer and dress it up with things that are in your pantry that are cost effective, shelf stable, preserved in your freezer, and put together a nutritious meal for your family in a timely manner. it's a nice reassurance to have that you can still stick with your plan and don't feel like you've gone off of your plan. It's good for your overall plan, well-being, and self-esteem.
I bet it's a real confidence booster.
It is.
To come in at the end of the day and be just totally exhausted from either stress, illness, or fatigue, plain old fatigue.
Right.
And still be able to like say like, no, I have the ability to make a good choice here.
Absolutely. I think it's really important too. A lot of those things are affected by your blood sugar. Being able to come home and get a nutritious meal in your body can make you feel better as well too. So all those things come into play when thinking about mood.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Well, would you please put some of the shredded chicken in our lettuce boats here? This is Budget Bites, so we are putting our shredded chicken in iceberg lettuce leaves that we've layered up to make kind of a nice lettuce cup. You could use bib lettuce, but that's more expensive. And the iceberg lettuce does a fine job. If you have frozen chicken breasts and a vegetable, and then you have most of a meal. The only piece we're missing is we're going to make a sauce, okay? So I like Asian food a lot. And so I cook that way kind of a bit. And so I do have chili garlic paste, which is kind of a specialty item. If you don't have this on hand or don't want to purchase it, it is also quite cheap. You could just use red pepper flakes and garlic powder.
Yep.
All right, so we got a half cup of peanut butter, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Yes, the dietitian just put actual real sugar in this bowl. Then we're gonna do a quarter cup of rice vinegar, which is another specialty item. Also cheap in the Asian food aisle at your grocery store. If you don't have it, you could use a different kind of vinegar, maybe like an apple cider or something, but that will change the flavor of your sauce. You might want to actually start with some just regular white vinegar. That tang is really important.
It does kind of smell like white vinegar, so.
Mm-hmm. All right, and what we're putting in here is a quarter cup of low sodium soy sauce. So we got a half cup of PB, quarter cup each rice vinegar, soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and we're just gonna stir this up until it kind of comes all together. You could put this in a blender. I didn't today because I didn't want the noise on the video.
Also
and
saves you having to wash that deep container.
Oh,
that is
true.
Yeah, save yourself an extra complicated dish to wash, especially.
Which I think is another vote for the Instant Pot.
Absolutely.
Because I didn't have to thaw the chicken out, and so I don't have to do that dish of the plate. I didn't have to open up my skillet, which means that.
Right, so no sauteing in an extra skillet, no plate or running water in the sink and having to tend to that. Or even mess in the microwave if you're doing it in the microwave. There's a lot of components here that there's less to clean up.
Yeah.
And another piece about the Instant Pots is they're expensive now, but I keep thinking about crock pots and how back when they first came out, they were an investment and people were giving them as wedding gifts and saving up for them. And that's kind of what they are now. They're the new appliance and people are being
The Instant
gifted.
Pot is?
Yes, the Instant Pot is. They're being gifted, people are saving for them, but they are starting to go on sale. They are starting to be lower in price too, but they
I think and a lot of people get them and don't know how to use them, and then they end up on the garage sale.
Right, like, I'm not using it as often. So
yeah,
keep your eyes peeled.
That is true. Here we are talking about Budget Bites, and we're talking about purchasing an appliance that could be $70, $80, or even $100. But in my family, it has paid for itself in protein bars because I can get my protein with some hard-boiled eggs, which the Instant Pot cooks like phenomenally well, so easy. No green yolks, which is great.
That's amazing.
But
it keeps me away.
And that keeps me from having to buy the $5 box of protein bar.
Great.
My sauces come together. It's all sprayed up, or all combined there. I'm gonna just drizzle a generous amount. Peanut butter does have fat in it, so it's higher in calories, but my lettuce is basically free, and my chicken is quite lean, and the fat that's in peanut butter is that good, heart, healthy fat that we want to get more of. And so do not...
It smells so good.
Do not be stingy, all right? And then because I like it, and I want it to be pretty, I'm going to sprinkle some...
And you just grated that on a box grater, right?
I did, I just peeled it and grated it. The carrots are garnish, but also texture, and a little bit extra vegetable.
Awesome.
But here we have a meal that is half vegetable by the time we get our lettuce cups in there. Good lean protein, heart healthy fat. There's nothing bad for you here.
And you can save utensils by wrapping it up and eating it like a sandwich. You don't even have to wash your fork.
So let's do the math here. I put 2 chicken breasts in there, so there's a pound. Call it, lettuce was $1 a head. It was pretty cheap. And then I used a carrot and part of a jar of peanut butter. This is a less than $2 meal.
Absolutely.
And it meets my goals, and it was done in 30 minutes.
Absolutely. And the cleanup is quite minimal. Instant pot.
Just the liner and the bowl.
Absolutely. So so making this dinner is time efficient, cost efficient,
and delicious.
I
promise.
Delicious, comforting. The self-care piece is important too. Tasty.
If peanut butter sauce in lettuce cups isn't your cup of tea, there's lots of stuff you can do with shredded chicken. You can make a burrito bowl, put some salsa on it, whatever stuff you have in your fridge, and it can be burrito or taco or enchilada, just based on that. If you have a jar of tomato sauce or Alfredo sauce, you can make that. Just put it with some broccoli. If you wanted to cook some noodles up, you could. That's also very low maintenance. You can put some barbecue sauce on it.
Yum.
Oh, so good. And then put that in a microwave sweet potato.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
my goodness.
It's a blank canvas. So you can really take whatever you have on hand, pick a sauce, pick a vegetable, and go for it.
Excellent. Sounds like a great idea.
All right. It was fun hanging with you today. Let us know in the comments of this video if you like what you see. And if you have ideas for what you want to see next time, we'd love to meet those requests.
Yeah. Or any other sauce combinations.
Let us know if you try this. Let us know how it works. I'm Erin.
And I'm Leah.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.